Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crazy D's Equipment. So today guys, we're going to do the best of 30 to 50 horsepower tractors pre-1960. So guys, before we get this thing going, the first thing that I want to tell you guys is that remember that every single one of these tractors have been voted on and has been chosen by the subscribers to the channel. We go to work and we lay out several different categories. They get to vote on those categories, and then we lay out each and every tractor that won those rounds, and then they vote and pick the final order. So that's how each and every one of these are picked. So if you don't like the way this list ended, subscribe to the channel and then you'll get your voice heard. But otherwise...
Hey everybody, just a friendly reminder, we do have merchandise available now. So we want you to check out the merch store. There are, hoodies and coffee mugs, leggings, all sorts of cool stuff.
Don't
so
forget
make
the
sure...
shower curtains.
And then make sure, don't forget the shower curtains, and then make sure that you click on the link below to check those out. This is your reminder also to join and become a member. The perk of that is that once a month we'll do a live stream with Dave and the doc, and you can interact with them, ask questions, get some answers. So again, make sure that you like and subscribe, join and become a member.
But otherwise guys, let's get this thing started.
Here we go.
Number 10.
Cockshut 50. This tractor was made from 1953 to 1957. It was produced in Ontario, Canada. This has a Buda 6-cylinder 273 cubic inch diesel engine or a Buda 6-cylinder 273 cubic inch gas engine, giving you roughly 39 to 55 horsepower. We have a chassis 2-wheel drive, the brakes are manual, and no cab was offered.
Number 9. Case 530. The Case 530 was built from 1960 to 1969. It was built in Racine, Wisconsin. It had a 4-cylinder 188 cubic inch diesel or a 4-cylinder 158 cubic inch gas or LP engine, giving you somewhere roughly between 36 to 41 horsepower. This tractor has several different models underneath the same designation. So if you had bought a Case 530 diesel, that would be the standard model. Or you could have had a Case 531, which would have been a diesel row crop version. Or a Case 540, which is your gas standard, or 541, which is your gas row crop version. All of them would have said 530 on the hood. Those models would just be the definition for gas and front end type. All tractors of the 530 designation was a 2-wheel drive. They all had manual disc brakes and no cab was offered at this time. In my personal opinion, I believe this tractor should find itself much higher on the list than it did. But this is your guys' opinion, and you've placed it here. Number 8.
444 Massey Harris. This tractor was manufactured from 1956 to 1958 in Racine, Wisconsin. Here's a fun fact. 7,130 were built. This tractor was offered with 4-cylinder 277 cubic inch diesel or 4-cylinder 277 cubic inch gas or liquid propane engine, giving you roughly 35 to 49 horsepower. The chassis was two-wheel drive. You did have manual or the option of power steering. No cab was offered.
Number 7. International Harvester 404. This tractor was built from 1961 to 1968 in Louisville, Kentucky. The 404 would have been the row crop or the utility version of this tractor. The 2404 would have been the industrial version of this tractor. It had a 4-cylinder 134 cubic inch gas or LP motor, giving you somewhere between 29 to 36 horsepower. It was only two-wheel drive. Power steering was an option on this, and no cab was offered. Number 6. Minneapolis Moline U Series. The Minneapolis Moline U Series was built from 1938 to 1955 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Several different models of this tractor were built. For example, the UTU, which was your row crop tricycle, your UTE, which was your row crop wide front end, a UTN, which was row crop single front wheel, a UDU, which was your diesel row crop, a UTSD, which was a diesel standard version, a UTC, which was a high crop version, a UTS, which was your diesel or your gas standard version, a UTIL, which was industrial, and then the one that is kind of iconic to this series, the UDLX, which was cab tractor, was designed for the farmers at the time to be able to purchase a tractor and have a tractor and a car all in one. So it had a 40-mile-an-hour road gear, a cab, heat, and all the comforts that you would expect out of an automobile at that time. This tractor had a 283 cubic inch gas engine. The chassis on all of them was two-wheel drive, manual steering, and no cab was offered on most models. Number 5.
Massey Ferguson 50. This tractor was manufactured from 1957 to 1964. You had 3 different options: the Perkins 3-cylinder 252 cubic inch diesel engine, the Continental 4-cylinder 133 cubic inch gas engine, or the Continental 4-cylinder 134 cubic inch LP gas engine, giving you roughly 32 to 38 horsepower. The chassis is two-wheel drive. You had the option of manual or powered steering, and there was no cab.
Number 4.
Alice Chalmers D15. This tractor was manufactured from 1960 to 1968 in West Dallas, Wisconsin. The engine was available in 4-cylinder 149 cubic inch gas or LP engine, or 4-cylinder 175 cubic inch diesel engine, giving you roughly 35 to 40 horsepower. The chassis was two-wheel drive. You had the option of manual or power steering, and there was no cab.
Number 3. The Oliver 88 was built from 1947 to 1954 in Charles City, Iowa. You had your choice of a Waukesha 6-cylinder 231 cubic inch gas motor or a Waukesha 6-cylinder 230 cubic inch diesel motor, giving you somewhere between 38 to 43 horsepower. The chassis of this tractor only came in two-wheel drive. It only offered manual steering, and no cab was offered, which is pretty typical for a tractor of this age. Number 2. John Deere 60. The John Deere 60 was built from 1952 to 1956 in Waterloo, Iowa. It had a 2-cylinder, 121 cubic inch gasoline or LP motor, giving you somewhere between 36 to 41 horsepower. The chassis on these tractors were only 2-wheel drive, manual steering, but powered steering was offered later in '54. And like usual for a tractor of this age period, no cab was offered.
Honorable mention.
The Friday 048. Friday Tractor of Hartford, Michigan was founded by David Friday. Friday built his first tractor in the 1930s using Ford car and truck parts. Friday appears to have been involved with the Love Tractor Company, also of Michigan, around World War II. Following the war, Friday produced improved models of his own design. By the late 1950s, Friday has stopped building tractors but continued to manufacture specialized agricultural equipment. This was manufactured from 1948 to 1959. The engine offered roughly 50 horsepower.
Number 1.
The Ford Jubilee, also known as the Ford NAA, was manufactured from 1953 to 1954 in Highland Park, Michigan. You had a 4-cylinder, 134 cubic inch gas engine. This gave you roughly 20 to 31 horsepower. The chassis was two-wheel drive and the steering was manual. The transmission did offer a 4-speed and there was no cab. The Ford Jubilee NAA was released as part of the 50th anniversary in 1953. The model production began in September 1952. The tractor had a special nose badge noting the 50th anniversary of Ford. 128,965 of these tractors were built. Welcome back, everybody. That was the list. We hope you enjoyed it. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let us know what you loved, what you didn't love, and keep in mind, if you want to have a voice and you want your opinion heard, remember to like, subscribe, and then check us out on our live streams monthly.
Yep. So to do that, you got to join the channel, and then you'll get to be with me and the doc as we're working on tractors, and you can ask the doc what he's up to and what he's doing, and have your opinion heard, or even help us figure out something the doc can't figure out. But otherwise, guys, that was the list. Thank you for coming in, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.